Death is difficult, but inevitable. That's why we want to remind you that it doesn't have to be so scary. Our mission is to educate, center, and intrigue you while making tasteful humor along the way. Welcome to another episode of Home is Where the Grave Is. We are your hosts, Dulce.
And I'm Unity. Join us in our journey to educate, intrigue, and center ourselves on the subject of death and what comes after. So, hello, still living listeners, and you're tuned in. Welcome to another episode where Dulce and I talk your ear off.
I know many of you probably have summer plans coming up, and summer is nice. A lot of you guys tend to do some really stupid stuff in the summer, so don't kill yourself, especially on 4th of July.
Yes, don't get drunk and get in a kayak. Well, extremely drunk and get in a kayak and drown yourself. Apparently, that's a common death.
Don't stick fireworks up your bum. I cannot believe that people have to tell you that. Oh my God. There's at least, one death of that every year?
I can't tell you from personally working in the ER and getting to see x-rays every now and then, how many things get stuck up people's rectums and what they put up there willingly.
God help the doctors who have to put up with you guys on major holidays.
Yes.
You're having fun, all fun out there in the sun, and the doctors are pulling fireworks up your ass or whatever is left of your ass because it's a hole right now. It is a hole where your bum used to be, Johnny.
God. But
so on that topic, that's why we're talking about our own funerals today.
Hey, it's gonna be exciting. This was a lot of soul searching. I feel like, at least, I feel like this was both of us that had to soul search a little bit.
If you're gonna kill yourself with a firework, it would be really cool if you planned for your body to then be turned into fireworks.
I mean, I feel like that's the right thing to do. That's the appropriate thing to do.
So today we decided to do a little fun episode and plan our own funerals. Because who doesn't want to plan their own funerals? I suggest pour yourself a nice big giant cup of wine. Have a night out with the growls. And talk about your funeral plans, And don't leave out any juicy details like what part of your body got decapitated because of that thing you did with your friends the other night. And then what you want to happen at your funeral, especially with your decapitated parts. Like, what if you lost your leg and then you had a funeral for each piece? A little coffin for each piece.
Wait, are you still alive or are you passed? But because you're decapitated, you have to have several parts. Why wouldn't you just be put
It can
in
be
the
both.
casket?
Like, if I ever lost my leg in, an accident, I would want to plan a funeral for my leg.
Okay.
That's all you had to say.
Yep.
Anyways. No. Be more serious. As serious as I can be, because I can't, apparently. So, as you know, I am a Mexican-American. And
I didn't know.
I was born here, but my family are immigrants. What'd you say? What'd you say, punk? Huh?
I said, I didn't know.
So, the problem with being an immigrant is something we've talked about before, is thinking about which country you want to be buried in, because you have family living here, but you also have family in your other country. And while you make friends here, all of your traditions and your ancestors are buried in your other country, so you can't exactly do all of your traditions here that you can over there.
True.
So I was like, which country do I go to? And then, of course, the expense of sending your body all the way to another country. And, having your friends and family having to fly to another country to, go to your funeral. That's why I decided to have 2 funerals.
Look at you being fancy, just like your granny.
Extra expenses. Woo! If you truly loved me, you'd make it happen.
Wow, emotional blackmail.
Do without so I can have a fancy funeral.
Lord.
So, I think I would like a natural burial in the USA. We do have a place here in Tennessee. Apparently, it requires hiking boots for your whole family to get up to where you will be buried in a nice woven basket with flowers.
So you're making me work out? Really?
Yes, yes, yes. But I would actually prefer to have my body naturally buried in my own home because I don't care about resale value. Screw you guys, you can't sell my house. I'm gonna live there forever. I'm gonna haunt it forever. And hopefully by then I'll have a house with lots of land so you can put me in, right in the living room or something. I would have my body in display at my home, which will hopefully be and then I'll have all these traditional Catholic aspects, even though I'm not really Catholic anymore, such as putting a black bow on my front door and having friends and family shower me with love with flowers. If you truly love me, you'll get me the biggest one.
What type of flowers?
Most gothic ones. Just get me gothic flowers. Actually, I like Day of the Dead flowers. Lots of color. I love color. Color is gothic.
I feel like your two competing personalities are coming out.
Yes, it is. Mexico is gothic, and we have plenty of very colorful flowers.
Marigolds.
We mix the two. When blood comes out, it's red. Therefore, our marigolds are the same color.
While Indians are like, it represents the sun and light and everything good.
And then you get reincarnated as a cow, so.
Hey, it's a great...
And go fuck up someone else's day.
Don't hate. Don't hate because you're not in the club. With your
I've seen all those I've seen those cows. I've never seen such uppity cows in my life.
They are
as
pampered.
the ones in India. Mm-mm.
They're like the house cat of America.
Exactly. They're like Lulu. My baby Lulu was born with spite in her soul. She wants to make it everybody else's problem.
That's right.
Speak of the devil. Little brat. Here she is.
Lulu.
Say hello, you evil baby.
Look at the Lulu baby.
Can't you see the evil in her eyes?
She's spoiled and she knows it.
Look at that evil. The evil. It's so evil. Oh, she growled.
Yep, I heard it. She's like, don't talk about me.
Don't start. Don't start. Oh my gosh. See? She proved me right. You can't hide anymore, Lulu. So anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like my body to be on display long enough for family and friends to visit from all over the place. And then, of course, it starts the party. Feel free to offer alcohol in lieu of traditional tea and coffee because you have to offer the ones that are there in morning and prayer, something. So alcohol it is.
Tequila.
Yes. I would also like a Day of the Dead altar with marigolds and pictures of my family who died before me, symbolizing that I have now joined them. At my new house, I was kind of thinking of putting the picture of the lady who used to live there and have her join my altar.
Ooh.
Mrs. Betsy Johnson.
Did you
have
choose a
Mexican house? Forgot her name, but she has an old lady name.
Okay.
But I have her name. I would also I would then carry my body to my beautiful garden in my backyard, which I want to look like a Japanese garden. And I would ask visitors to bring flowers to plant around my burial space.
Ooh.
As my grandfather before me, I would ask visitors, I would plant lime trees to be served with a nice tequila or cerveza. Double purpose. And I want a statue of myself in all of my glory, wearing a beautiful skin-tight dress, super detailed.
I love it. So, I can't remember. There was a lot of audio that got cut out when we were talking about your grandfather in the first episode, just because our mics were messing up. But I remember you talking about like he grew a bunch of lime trees around him, and all of you guys as teenagers used to go up there and have some beers with the limes and kind of hang out with Grandpa, have some fun.
Yes, and I don't know if he did that before he died, or if it was done after, but if he did it before, that means he intended that house to be a party house.
Absolutely.
And then we have a bust of him there, so now he's basically watching us drink ourselves to death when we have a party.
Hey, he gets to still be part of the party, and that's what's going to happen with you. You get to still be part of the party.
That's the intention. And so, and like I said, I'm not really Catholic, but I know my mom would turn in her grave if I didn't have something. So I wouldn't have a whole mass, just some Catholic prayer. And then, of course, followed by a party in my honor and have an elaborate celebration in remembrance of me on my death every single year. How we do it in Mexico. Party every single year.
I like it.
And eventually when my bones are left, that's all that's left of me, I want you to take half of them to Mexico for burial with the rest of my family. Throw me there.
Just chuck you in the yard.
Like a boomerang, grab my calf bone.
Are you specific on which bones get to make it to Mexico?
I guess my head.
Your skull.
My skull.
Anything else?
Did you hear the baby?
Yes, I heard her.
Nope. That's it for now.
Okay.
Just party after party, and then, Day of the Dead celebration. I want to be up in your altar. If I can get in numerous people's altars, that would mean success.
Whoop, whoop. I like it.
And then put me in a Pixar movie.
Like Coco.
Exactly.
We'll add you to the Coco cast. We'll write Disney.
Yes. Or where they put dead people in video games?
Yeah.
And they live on forever.
That's pretty neat. We'll have to do that. We'll have to request that for you.
Yay. I want to be the villain.
Whoop, whoop.
No, I want to be like Loki.
A trickster?
Neutral chaos.
You are chaos incarnate. Just
I
like
know.
your dog.
I know.
You and your dog, too.
She's like, YOLO, stop talking about death and go play with me instead.
I like it. So, I guess that's going to be me now. Let's see. So mine, with all of my soul searching, I know ultimately I want to be cremated. It is traditionally an Indian practice to be cremated because it's a traditional Hindu belief that, we reincarnate. We have life cycles. So in order for us to fully escape this life cycle, we need to have every aspect of our current being destroyed or, otherwise taken care of, so we have nothing to be attached to, so we don't get stuck here on Earth during this cycle, so we can move forward.
So how many cycles are you going to have to go through before you reach nirvana?
It depends on the person. Because it depends on how many lessons that you learn, because every life cycle, the lessons you don't learn in this life cycle, you have to carry on into the next one. So your goal always in each life cycle is to reach that peak of self-actualization and realization, or nirvana.
I'm about to say something really dumb.
What?
My favorite book is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever read it?
I don't think I've read it. I've watched the movie.
Okay, well, there's the book, and there's this character who really, really hates the main character.
Yeah.
And you don't know why until he finally tells the main character why he's been trying to kill him. It's because every single time he's been reincarnated, he keeps getting killed by the same dude.
And that's why he hates him?
So he was reincarnated as a fly. He gets squashed by Arthur. Arthur does something with his ship and accidentally creates him into a flower pot, and the flower pot happened to be flying down from the air to hit Earth, so he literally only lived for like a couple of seconds.
I remember
which is
this.
why he said, "Oh no, not again," in the movie. That was him. So like
generations and generations of hatred.
But to me, that'll always be the most hilarious thing I have ever read.
That's funny. That is pretty funny. It's probably a good thing we don't remember each lifetime. Otherwise, we'd end up like that dude.
It seems like a handicap that you can't remember who keeps murdering you in each.
For real.
Maybe it's the same family.
Jesus.
Same messed up family. Or you keep dying in really stupid accidents.
Yeah.
Like putting fireworks up your bum.
So anyway.
Fireworks have existed for thousands of years, so you could have been dying for thousands of years because of fireworks.
You done?
I'm done.
Great. So anyway, keeping with that tradition, I think that's a cultural aspect that's, while I'm not a practicing Hindu necessarily, that's something that sticks with me, just like the Catholic practices kind of stick with you.
You're also Catholic.
Yeah, isn't that awkward? Yes. So in sticking with that, I will be cremated. Something I wrote down. Stick me in the oven and call it a day.
Oh my god.
Literally, you will be sticking me into an oven. My family wasn't so happy when I said I wanted to be cremated. They're like, but you won't rise again when Jesus comes back. They're like, you're going to be dust particles. I was like, listen, if he can turn water into wine, walk on water, and split a fish and bread to feed thousands, I'm pretty sure he can put me back together again, like the Humpty Dumpty that I will be.
Maybe not even Jesus can do that. You're asking for too much.
I'm okay. I don't want to come back.
We have to come back together.
Just join me in the next life cycle, okay?
No, I want to be a ghost. Haunt people.
I don't. I'm good.
I want to haunt people.
So, some interesting stuff that I started researching about cremation, right? Because you can't just choose any kind of funeral home. You have to choose a specific one that has the capabilities of cremating. So when I took the time to type into Google cremation options in Tennessee, and there were a whole slew of options, which surprised me even. Then I was like, well, which option's the best option? Then I clicked the first one that I saw, and I found this one place called TriStar Cremation, and they're pretty cool. I emailed them, but I didn't hear anything back, sadly. But they seem to only service Middle Tennessee. They're veteran-owned and ran. They do give a discount to veterans and veteran families and first responders, which I was like, yeah. And they list their prices online. So I think it was like starting a cremation process could start at $795. I was like, compared
Military
to
perks.
$10,000 or thousands of dollars, sign me up.
And be like my friend who she happened to be working at a funeral home when her mom died, so she got a major discount and saved her family thousands of dollars.
Sad. Sorrows. Convenient. Great convenience.
That's in prayer.
It's one of those moments where you're like,
Bless your heart.
I
don't know what else to say.
The southern term. We don't mean it as the southern slur term of bless
You
your
say
heart.
bless your heart when somebody is just did something incredibly stupid.
You're calling them
and they
stupid.
can't be helped. They're beyond help. So you say bless your heart. Or when you legitimately like, That sucks. Your life sucks. I'm glad I'm not you. Bless your heart.
Literally, those are the two meanings. So, what I also liked about the website a lot was its really easy process. It's like a 3-step process. And I was like, yes, make my life easy. So you select services and merchandise and then pay with PayPal or credit card. Super easy and convenient, right? You provide your vital statistical information and complete the required forms. They are veteran owned, like I said. They also have this huge pre-planning guide that you can download for free, which was really awesome. And I did download it because I was like, even if I don't use their services, this is a nice guideline for me to use. I like being organized.
You are too organized.
Huh?
You're legit planning your funeral now. I'm gonna start buying burial pots like your family in young ages.
I'm cremated. I don't need a plot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you need an urn. Are you gonna buy your urn? Or are you just gonna use a plastic baggie? Trash bag.
I'm getting there, okay.
Recyclable shopping bag.
Listen, I'm going to find a really nice urn or vase somewhere in a wholesale and just use that, okay?
How about you get a vase made and it's the shape of a middle finger?
I got a better idea. I want a glass blown. You know the glass blowers, right? They make these really beautiful, intricate. That's what I want for my vase. Glass
Do you
blown.
want your ashes to have color? You like mix them in with like some color in there?
I like that idea. I like that. Let's add that to
So
the
it'll
list.
be a middle finger blown blast face.
The middle finger.
And you could like have almost your whole body cremated except for your middle finger and then put that on display. Like that one dude.
It's really cool, but not for me.
Then ask somebody that you love to chuck it at the military.
Oh my God, no. So something else that I found that was pretty cool with the military and those that are military or have military family members that have, obviously already left the military, you still qualify for funeral honors as long as, you meet a few requirements, which they have a great website. It's called Military One Source. And it teaches you everything that you need to know, what qualifies your family member, the only document you have to prove they were in the service and under good terms left is what's called a DD 214, or for the Guard, it's called NGB 22 or 23. It's basically your discharge document. And if you don't know where that is, you can contact your local war records and get that document. But the funeral honors, I think, is really cool. And I think that's something that I would like to incorporate just because it's very crisp, precise, and it looks really good. Like, it really does aspire everything that they worked for in their life. And yeah, it's something nice for the family. They get to walk away with that, it's memorable. So with that being said, I think I will incorporate that, but my idea behind this was this, okay? So for my preferences, this is how this is all going to go down, okay? I'd like to be...
You're gonna die.
I'm going to
die.
That's priority
How do you plan on dying?
Check mark.
How do you plan on dying?
Hopefully in my sleep.
At an old age or at 35?
I'd like to go before I'm decrepit with a bunch of ailments.
What do you consider? What age would that be? 102?
No, please no.
My grandma's 96 and she still walks.
I know. My grandma's in her 80s and she's still really active.
Exactly.
I don't know. I really didn't expect to be here this long, so I don't.
Don't Indians live a ridiculously long time?
It depends if you don't get caught by your ailments. Like my grandpa died, I think, in his 60s. He was not that old.
Well, there's other people living to like 116 years old.
No thanks. I think my lifespan should only last until like maybe my 50s, 60s.
I want to live out of spite.
So, going back to I need to die first, right? Okay. So, I would like to have a Hindu priest present because I'm going to have what is called like a wake for the first 24 hours because I want my body to be kept at home for the viewing process for everyone, right?
There are lots of Hindu temples here in Tennessee. They're very lovely, actually.
Yes, they are. And so it's not going to be super hard to find a Hindu priest. They will help with the process, like the ritualistic process, so the family doesn't have to stress about that. They'll put some ointments and oils and stuff to help preserve the body, but there is a quick turnaround time because there's no preservatives used here. So the reason why I wanted to be kept at home is to kind of help family members come to terms with this, and my body is still there for a short period. Hopefully it doesn't creep them out too much.
It is, honestly, it is hard for me to like when people get cremated when you don't get to see them.
Yeah.
Like you just hear about them dying and then the next thing you see is just ashes. It's kind of hard to like come to terms with that this person is dead, you know?
Exactly. And that's what I was hoping that would kind of help. They have a good amount of time to be like, okay, there they are. This is what's happened. And then have a turnaround time so they don't have to smell me for an extended period of time.
Or else you send out an announcement that says, this bitch is dead.
In that exact fashion. So a lot of just to give a quick brief of what the Hindu priest has to do, they wash the body with ghee or like a type of pasteurized milk that is like a butter. Honey, milk, and yogurt. What's that?
Tasty.
They'll place essential oils to help, the deceased. There's a lot of turmeric. There's turmeric for the females. Give me that beautiful yellowish glow. They'll place the palms in the position of a prayer and they'll tie the big toes together to, keep the body in line. And then they'll dress the deceased body in smart clothes, contemporary, or wrapping it in a white sheet, which is traditional. I would personally like to be buried in a yellow sari, which if nobody knows what a sari is, it's a traditional Indian clothing for women that has like a crop top, which we call a choli, and then you have a big skirt, and then this like 6 yards of fabric that's wrapped around you in an intricate fashion. Yellow sari is if I'm still single. A red sari is if I was married at the time, and a pair of beautiful bangles for my arms.
What about not quite single, but still it's complicated?
I swear if I'm still in that status. Just combine the colors, okay?
It's complicated. We were talking about getting married, but some stuff came up. His foot started hurting, and
God,
we got a dog.
Put that on a burial status. So then there'll be like a garland. What I want is like a garland of flowers, which is a very traditional Indian thing, around the loved ones. And of course, again, the Hindu priest is doing all this. He'll be putting a lamp near my head and sprinkling water or holy water on the body. So that's kind of the first 24-hour process.
Did they bring this holy water over from India?
I feel like we can kind of compromise here. We can make it in America. It's fine. So yeah, going on that's the first 24-hour process. I think I'd like to be kept in the home, of course, if my family members can, deal with that. Then I'm off to the crematory. The Hindu priest has to be present because he'll be doing prayer, or it's called puja. So he'll be leading everybody in this prayer as I'm being stuck in the oven. And during this prayer process is going to be the cremation, or in Indian terms called mukh-agni. So after the cremation and placement of the ashes in an urn, then we transition to the military funeral honors, because they can still do that for cremated remains, which I'm like, yeah. They just don't have to carry a casket.
Huh. Oh, with the whole flag and everything?
Yep, they will present the family with the flag still.
Do, do, do. Do, do, do. And then...
It'll be a weird combination. Listen, after the military funeral honors, because it's very serious, I want an absolute Bollywood throwdown, okay? Everybody have fun. Mix mash the Mexican throwdown with the Indian throwdown. Let's do it. So anyway, bringing us back. So when it comes to like, there's the speeches and the obituary that people read. I'm going to leave that up to people. If they want to do something, honestly, that's going to be their choice. Nobody has to speak if they don't want to. But if they would like to, then I would say, you know, prep that now. Like have a running list of what you want to say so you don't have to prep it when it happens, because that's going to be awkward.
Be like, I'm a super drunk. Be like, this bitch made me a better person. What a bitch.
So something I had said, I do want my urn. I think I would keep some of the ashes in there, but not all of them. So I would have my urn placed so there's like a place for people to come visit if they want to. So I'm not just like an urn lost in a Goodwill basket.
Oh God, you're right.
So the rest of my ashes, here's my plan, right? Ready for this? So, the rest of my ashes, I'm going to have made into some of them made into sparklers, okay? So on my 1-year reunion after my passing, people that are going to come to the funeral to mourn and celebrate, it's going to be celebrated with a garland of like marigolds, and they're going to have the sparklers that are my ashes, and they get to turn on the sparklers.
Aww. That's cool.
Right? And then something else that I wanted done, I think I'm going to have the rest of my ashes either like made into these little hourglasses or made into like these little pendants so they can be worn, and they're going to be given to specific family members. And I'm going to make it their job that they have to travel to specific places.
Aww.
And I'm hoping that I can have enough funds to like help alleviate at least the travel, like buy their ticket to where they have to go. If I'm like, hey, family member number 1, you're going to India. Congratulations. I bought your flight. You just have to be responsible for your food. Have fun. Because my whole point was like, it's not as much that I want to be carried to this place and be left. I want to have one last experience with that friend or family member. Like a really nice adventure, and where they get to talk with people, they get to create their own experiences and relationships with people. They get to experience the culture of that place, and that's kind of like our last hurrah together. And they get to release my ashes there.
That's so sweet. You're gonna send them all the way to Kuwait?
Why would I go to Kuwait?
That was one of the places that you spent a lot of time.
I'm not going back.
Kuwait, Germany, Chattanooga,
India,
California.
Definitely California.
North Carolina.
Yeah, I guess so. I do have a lot of family there.
That's cool, though. That's
Right?
a really good idea. Or if that's too much money, then they can just be like locally. You know, because you lived in Tennessee almost your whole life now.
This is true. This is very true.
Go throw a bottle rocket at Centennial High School.
Oh my God. Oh man. But yeah, this was fun. This was a nice experience for us to talk about it back and forth. Now we just have to make it official and get our med proxies done.
I know. So, one thing we should consider, how do we let our enemies know that we have passed?
That is not even a thought in my mind.
Like, Like, our enemies have to know. It wouldn't be a note, it would so much as be a message. Like a bag of turds being thrown at their door. And then they would know. She is dead. And if not turd, then exploding confetti.
So in your honor, somebody's going to be designated to purchase a confetti thief box is what they're called, because there's that engineer that creates them. If somebody steals your package, then it explodes on them when they try to open it, and it explodes with glitter. So somebody's going to be responsible for getting that and then delivering it to the houses of your enemies. Oh my God. Oh, they would say.
That's why our mission is to bring you the material and immaterial resources to help soothe some of your fears and grief.
Don't forget to follow along for our new episode every Monday on all major podcast platforms, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. We're on YouTube now, guys. Check us out at Home is Where the Grave Is. You can watch us as we talk. So if you enjoy listening, then please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell, okay? You don't want to miss any episodes. If you have questions or want to pique your morbid curiosity, then check out our socials on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can even ask us questions or send us stories at sweetprogressinc@gmail.com. Don't forget to get some of our merch on your way out at our Etsy shop, Delicate Death. Until next time,
Stay alive.